Okay, greetings everybody. It's a pleasure to have you here, Tolu of CSA Forex. And this week has been something else. I'm telling you, the trend from this week based on the dollar is not from here. We've had this Euro USD that has been dropping like a rock, or should I say, like a falling knife. And of course, it's not advisable to try to catch a falling knife. By the way, this Euro USD is on request. Somebody asked that we do analysis on the Euro USD. We already know that Euro USD is more or less the most popularly traded currency pair in the world. Yes, you could call this the number one most traded currency pair in the world. So this is for you and also every other person. So looking at this from the hourly time frame, and then we'll walk our way to the up higher time frames where we'll move to 4 hours, 1 day, and even the weekly time frame. At this point in time, it's only right that we check out what's happening on the higher time frames. Now, if you look very well, you can see how the market is channeling down, right? This is a nice channel down. By the way, before the channel down, it was first of all in a range over here. And then before you know it, it started to channel down. And it was channeling down, you will notice it started to make this lower highs, right? It's there to make lower highs over here, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. This is a clear indication that, of course, the sellers are in control. And then, of course, if you look at the way it has moved from this time frame 1 hour, you should clearly see divergence. You should note that there most likely will be divergence here. You could decide to use like an oscillator, probably the RSI, relative strength index, or maybe the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence indicators, or any one of your choice to see the divergence, meaning that sooner than later, we should have the market move higher. But I must say a big but. Wait for signs from price action that is about to occur. But this EURUSD has dropped over 300 pips to the downside. I'm not sure how much more it can drop. Let's look at the 4 hours time frame and let's see what's happening. On the 4 hours, you can see how nicely it has been dropping to the downside as well. But what I like about the 4 hours now is that things are getting clearer. You can see these major areas of support, resistance, 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 a little breach, but still acted as resistance. And then over here, support, 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 some breaches here, support, support. And then look here, it is yet to be tested as what? As resistance. So this is an untested area of resistance. So hopefully we should have price come out to test this 1.0806 area, or let's just call it the 1.08 psychological round number. And then maybe from here it drops. So this area would be a good place to look for sell positions, of course, to follow the trend, just like what happened over here when after you had this major breakout to the downside, of course, it tested it up to 3 times, as you can see, before dropping and then breaking lower. So let's see whether this will be the same thing that we'll have at this area over here, right? And this is the 4 hours time frame. Now let's cross over to the daily. This switching from one time frame to the other is to show you what is happening and, of course, how to read the market like an open book to make proper decisions. The same thing we have over here that we just looked at now. I remember we mentioned the 1.08 psychological round number here. And you can see we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could as well call this one another one 6. We had 6 down days. Wow, 6 down days on the fiber, on the Euro USD. And of course, this week has done over 300 pips to the downside. So that means that we should at least expect the market to move into an exhaustion phase, at least Thursday, Friday. And you know, today, as I said earlier, is the 28th. Today is the 28th of April. And of course, this is the end of the month. So maybe we could have profit taking and we could have a quick one. I'm not sure whether it could go all the way about 300 pips to the upside today, tomorrow. I don't know at all. But at least we should have some form of exhaustion stroke retracement on this EURUSD, and this is the daily time frame. Now, finally, looking at it from the weekly time frame, it gives us more clarity on what is happening again. Looking at what we have dating back to 2016, right? You can see 2016 here, and then also here, we've had forms of support here. And then look over here, price came shy of here. And this is where price is here for this week. You can see the big, massive bearish candle. That's why trying to fight this candle could be a daunting battle. But we're looking whether this particular candle will slow down here, and maybe even going into the new month of May, we could have something like this and maybe push higher, or it could as well drop down to test this lows at about 1.0350 area here, to test this lows from 2016 before slowing down and maybe retracing back to this place. But then, as we've been saying something, you need to look at the current trend. Look at what's happening currently in the market. And this is a clear downtrend dating back to about 2020. This is what we've been having for a while now. But the best thing to always do, try your possible best not to fight the trend. Wait for the market to give you opportunities to follow in the trend. And if no opportunity this week, trust me, next week should hold some opportunities. And if you encounter a trend trader and maybe you are one that fades, maybe you do the martingale effect or whatever, make sure you are calculating your risk appropriately for your fades. And of course, hopefully you have deep pockets, because any trader holding longs against this EURUSD, well, depending on where you entered from, would most likely be bleeding. I repeat, would most likely be bleeding. So looking at this falling knife effect on the EURUSD, if you are a trend trader, I would advise you, if no sell opportunities this week, leave the market alone, go and do something. If no trade this week, trust me, you most likely will find something next week, right? So do not fight the trend is your friend. And that's all I have to say. So the person that asked that made a request for EURUSD, here it is. And of course, we just looked at it from the hourly time frame, what's happening on the flag down. I looked at it from the 4 hours time frame, and you can see the downtrend again, the daily time frame. And of course, you can see the similarity on all the time frames. 1 hour is down, 4 hours is down, daily is down, and of course, weekly is down. Right? So this has given you a clear indication of the trend. So hopefully this video was helpful. It shed more light on what's happening on the EURUSD. If you have any other questions or you have any requests whatsoever, comment in the section below. And of course, we'll see what we can do for you. If you're new to this section, give this video a thumbs up. And of course, hit the subscribe button to get notification. Yeah, also turn on notification so that you are notified when a new video is dropped, and it could be on any instrument of choice. Thank you guys, as indeed been a pleasure. Enjoy the rest of the day. Goodbye and God bless. Cheers.